Good afternoon. This is Ron Brown. It's Saturday, May 30th, 2026. I'm going to do a video today on using sequential VPA charts. These are some charts that I put into the add-on. They're charts that existed in the program anyway, but I wanted to put them in sequence. One of the most powerful parts of HGS Investor is the VPA, and I really haven't been putting enough emphasis on that, but I'm going to change it, especially since we can now analyze VPA with AI, and you can see that I've included Claude, Gemini, or CoPilot. CoPilot. These are the three that I've used. So that's what I'm going to do today. And as always, remember the market is your teacher. We learn that every day. Any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. Now, I want to mention that I am using a new version of Camtasia today. It's a little different, so I hope it works out for me. And also, I'm going to go into the hospital Monday and have a hip replacement, so that's going to keep me away for a few days, and I'll try to keep up with the program and the software, and then if there are any issues, I will certainly let everybody know. Okay, let's start here. I have HGSI open. By the way, I'm using smaller fonts to get more on the screen, but since I record in 4K, it shouldn't be a problem. You need to view in 4K when you open up the software in the lower right corner. You can select the resolution you want to view it. I'm going to click on Warehouse, and I'll show you where I am. These are also included in my add-on download, Ron's Working Scans. Today I'm going to be working with VPA, Wyckoff, and Wyckoff combined bullish. These are bullish signals in this column right here, and they have to have at least a 500,000 volume. So this is the end of day version. There's also intraday, and since I'm not on intraday, I can't use these two right here, so we'll stick with this one. This is just a demo anyway. So what do we have here? We have bullish scans in this conditional column, and this is the prior day, VPA -1. So on this right here, Compass Pathways, the day before, on Thursday, there was a test for supply, and then on Friday, there was an up-bar closing near the high, and if you look over at the Wyckoff indicators, volume was above average, the spread was wide, and the close was high. Now this crossed over the 3 to 6 several days ago, 21 days ago, so it's probably extended. The RS is 96 and 99. It's in the healthcare services, and you can see that all of the VPA the fan is up, and all of the other trends are up also. And the sentiment is bullish here. So I've got a lot of VPA information in this scan. Let's just bring up a chart here. Okay, so you can see that this is my first sequential chart. Now you're going to find these charts. I have my most used charts, and I placed this sequential VPA sequential chart analysis just below that. So when you do the update for the add-on, you can just follow along with these charts. So let's take a look at this. I'll just use this current chart because I've covered this already. And the first one is just a naked VPA chart with the information about the VPA up here. An up bar closing near the high after a test confirms strength. Oh, let me go back here. effort to rise bullish sign. And if I look up here, like I said, this is compass right here. I said that there was a test for supply the prior day and an up bar closing near the high today. And also, if I take this out, well, I thought maybe it would include the effort to rise also, but oh, here it is right here, effort to rise. An up bar closing near the high after a test confirms strength, effort to rise, which is a bullish sign. But here's the test. And the test is one of the best VPA signals there is because it means that a stock has pulled back a little bit and it is closing in the upper range. So when I click on this bar, notice it says low volume test. And then here's a confirmation of that test with the yellow bar. So just looking at the naked VPA chart, I get a lot of information here. Here's a gap up and then a pullback on lighter volume. Crosshair on here. Notice the massive volume on here. And then it sold off. There was some profit taking, but support held in this area, and then it started moving up again on slightly heavy volume. And yesterday, the volume was above average, above the 90-day moving average, and it looks like it wants to go higher. Now, that's the first sequential chart. The second one is the same thing, except I added the blue bars for the pocket pivots, volume pocket pivots, both up and down. It just shows you when the volume is higher than either the up volume is higher than the down volume on any prior 5 or 10 days. So when you see these blue bars, it means that there's volume coming into them higher than the previous 5 or 10-day bars. And the next one, same thing, except number 2 has the end of day statistics. If you want to see the volume numbers, how the volume compares to the 20, 50, and 90, it's right here. It's all positive. And the industry was actually down for the day. Here's a lot of other information, next earnings due, and so on. And then if you're looking at these during the day, number 3 is essentially the same thing, but the intraday information will be in here. And unfortunately, on weekends, I cannot show you that. So, next one. Now we're getting into further analysis. Got the pocket pivots here, got the VPA here, and now we have a comparison. How does this stock compare to the S&P 500? If this line is going up, it means it's outperforming the S&P 500. And this window here, the industry group is cyan. You can see what the group is doing. And the green line represents the strength of this stock compared to its industry group. And you can see that it's out. The group itself is moving up. The cyan, it says cyan right here. And this stock is performing better than its group. And then, of course, if you want to look at the fundamentals, you can see there's no revenue here. This is healthcare services. Here's the EPS change. It's improving, but still negative. But we're not going to really pay much attention to the fundamentals because the VPA suggests that there's interest in it because it's outperforming both the S&P and its industry group. Now, the final chart that I put in here puts everything into context. I call this my contextual chart because it has the micro trend, the 3 and the 6-day moving averages. When the 3 is above the 6, this histogram is positive. This is the 6 and the 18. When the 6 is above the 18, this is positive. And the final one is the 18 versus the 50. If it's positive, the histogram is also positive. So when all three of these are positive and the fan is spread out here like it is the 200, the 100, the 50, the 18, and the 3 and the 6, it means there is a lot of interest in this stock, and it could be institutional interest. I'm a little reluctant to say that because of the the volume's at least 500,000. Let's look here. I can just go by. I think I can go back. I'm still getting familiar with these charts. End of day statistics. Well, the last volume's heavy. 4.5 million shares. The average volume is a little over 3,800. 3.8 million, 9.5 shares. So the volume's heavy. So it's got to be institutional interest too. So you can get a lot of information out of these charts, as I'm showing you. Let's go back to the contextual charts. Here's where the interest really started showing up here. Then there was a down day. This is pink or light red because it was a negative day. As far as the open to the close, I base these on the open to the close. If the close is greater than the open, there'll be blue bars if they meet the pocket pivot requirements. If the close is lower than the open, they're going to be the reddish bar. So what do we have here? You can see that there was money flowing into this stock right here, and then just that one small candle to the downside. But the interest was showing up here before the big break to the upside. Now, is that insider information? I don't know, probably. But anyway, it gapped up and then there was profit taking, but the fan is in place. So this looks like a pretty strong stock to me. There's got to be a story behind it because the earnings are bad, but there's just a lot of volume. And when they tried to sell it off here, buyers came in. There was a test and then a confirmation of that test, and the fan is in place, plus the outperformance. This is the industry group and the strength versus the industry group. I don't have the RS in this chart compared to the S&P. Let's look at another chart. I'm just doing this on the fly. Let's see if we can find one that, we know that Dell. Well, let's look at Dell. That had a huge move based on earnings. It's a crazy move, but look at Dell, how it's been going up. Let's just go back to the basic chart here. Look at all these green candles compared to the red candles. A little pullback here, but they're mostly bullish, and even the red candles, small bodies, are closing near the high. Here's a test here, and then here is an effort to rise back here at the 253 area, then a big move up here. I read somewhere that insiders had been buying this stock back like crazy, and here when the earnings came out, huge $100 move to the upside. And you can see the volume. So this is just a naked chart, but let's put some context around this. I'm going to go into the end of day statistics here, and you can see where the volume was compared to normal volume. This is the last day, 385% compared to the 90-day, which is the yellow line down here. So massive volume. Here's the last closed net change, 103.86. The industry change, the fan is up. This profit margin is old information. The new information will be reflected when that gets in to the program. But you can see, even just looking at a naked VPA chart here, that there were several naked plus pocket pivots, I should say, that there were several instances of the volume flowing into this stock. Now I'm going to skip the intraday. Look at you can see the outperformance here, which you would expect. And let's go to the contextual charts here. Now this fan, I'm going to make this full screen. Look at this long basing period here where it was doing nothing. It was actually below the moving averages, and that was the first breakout above it was clear back here. And what was the closing price that day? That was February 27th. High was 148. It closed at 148.08. So it made a $12 move on this effort to rise right here. And notice that the fan started forming. And this is a good sign of institutional accumulation as this fan grows wider between these bars, because money is flowing in. And you can see the 3 is above the 6. There's one dip down here. 1, 2, 3. 3-day pullback, and then stopping volume, or transfer of ownership. I mean, not stopping volume, which means that when it closes near the high on a bar like this, that it's transferring from weak hands to strong hands. And then it turned positive the next day. There was just one little blip here on the red when it pulled back to the 18, and then it started moving up. Didn't have any pocket pivot volume signals here, but we had an effort to rise, and it just had a massive run up. So my idea for the sequential charts is just to make it easy for me, and hopefully for you, to go through this process and analyze it. Now, I've already gone 17 and a half minutes, but let's do one more. And let's see here. Here's one. Inno data. You can see the pocket pivots here. And it is under accumulation here. It's holding up. Here's the support level. Looks like it wants to go higher. This isn't a great chart. Let's look at... Here's... that's a nice chart. It pulled back here. You can see the crossover buy to the upside right here, and it looks like it wants to go higher. Let's look at Micron. This thing is an amazing stock, and it too looks like it wants to continue higher. Let's just take Micron and run it through one of the AI programs. I'm going to go up here to Snagit, if I can get my finger on it. Gonna have to clear this out of the way so I can grab this. It's in on my other monitor, so I'm going to copy it. And let's see what CoPilot has to say about it. I'll bring Microsoft Edge up. And click on CoPilot. Do a Control V, please. Please analyze this chart using VPA principles. I always try to be nice to AI, so I say please. And I have to verify that I'm human. I haven't used this one much. I've used Google a few times. And this is interesting. It's putting some graphics in here for us. The chart shows a strong uptrend confirmed by higher highs and higher lows. Multiple moving averages, 518. It's a 3 actually, but that's close enough for stacked in a bullish alignment. Shorter EMAs above longer ones. The price bars are closing near their high, signaling effort to rise and return of strength. VPA interpretation. Up bar closing near the high with high volume indicates professional buying and bullish sentiment. Volume expansion supports the price rise, showing effort equals results. Buyers are active and pushing prices up. No supply bars. Low volume down bars suggest sellers are not aggressive, reinforcing bullish control. Wide spreads on up bars with increasing volume demand, overcoming supply. And let's see what it says here about the supporting indicators. Relative strength lines are the top. Rising MUs outperforming its industry group. Industry strength is 68. Profit margins and ROE indicate strong fundamentals. Volume histograms show consistent accumulation phases by expansion, typical of Wyckoff markup. Current phase, Wyckoff content. Pattern suggests MU is in a markup phase following accumulation earlier in the chart. Efforts to raise bars in bullish volume clusters confirm institutional participation. No signs of distribution yet. No climatic volume spikes or upthrusts. Key takeaways. Up bar near high, high volume, strength returning, volume trend expanding, buyers in control, spread wide, effort equals result, down bars, VPA element, down bars, down bars, low volume, no supply, EMA alignment bullish, trend continuation likely. Outlook, if volume continues to support rising prices without excessive climatic action, MU could maintain its bullish trajectory. Watch for narrow spreads on high volume up bars that would signal potential exhaustion or distribution beginning. Would you like me to extend this analysis into a Wyckoff phase breakdown or a VPA summary table next? Let's do the Wyckoff. I'm not going to read all this, but you can see how powerful this is just by pasting a chart in here. And what a good job it did, CoPilot did of explaining what is happening with the chart. It's very impressive. Okay, I don't want to read all this. It'll make the video too long. You can go in and do this yourself. Anyway, I just wanted to show you the sequence, and then if you want a summary using AI, just grab it. I suggest getting a copy of Snagit and pasting it and asking AI to do it. Now, I don't know how much information you can get out of AI in these different programs before you hit your limit, but I know on Claude, if you do too much, it's going to shut you off for 5 hours if you're a free user. I don't know about Google and CoPilot, but I'm sure they all have restrictions. But if you really use it and benefit from it, I believe Claude is $200 a year, and I don't know the pricing on the others. Anyway, thank you for listening. Have a good weekend and a good week. And remember, I'm getting a hip replacement on Monday, and then after that, unfortunately, I've got some more issues with multiple myeloma. The drugs that I've been on aren't doing their job, so my oncologist at the med center in Omaha is giving me some options for alternative treatments, and one of them is a requirement that I go into the hospital for 12 days so they can monitor me while they administer the drugs. And I'm inclined to do that one because it has a 70% success rate. So anyway, I'll keep you posted. I don't want to. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me. I've gone 10 years with this, and there are new drugs coming out all the time. And I guess I'm kind of an experimental person for them because I'm trying everything. But I feel good, still relatively healthy, and we'll see what happens. Thank you for listening.